friends, your favorite besties are back for another episode of No Ma'am. I'm Will, and I'm joined by my podcast co-host in chaos,
Joannie. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single episode of No Ma'am.
Friends, today we are joined by an extra special guest. She's a friend of the podcast, a New York City drag queen who is not afraid of the spinning wheel of fate, if you know. She's bad and bougie, but in the best way possible. So let's give it up to Janae Saisquoi. Welcome to No Ma'am.
Hi. Oh my God. Thank you all so much for having me.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling pretty good. We've got the show later tour We're celebrating Laine's birthday at the show this evening. So
Her 50th birthday, yes. Oops,
yeah. Yes, our dear sister is going into a not so early retirement tonight. We're very excited. Kill me.
Okay, so let's start off with an icebreaker now that we're being shady.
Okay.
So, Janae, if you could choose a song to describe your drag persona, what song would it be and why?
Okay, if I could choose a song to describe my drag persona, the obvious answer, and the answer that I would probably give for a couple years now, would be Dreamgirls from Dreamgirls.
Okay.
Mostly because the 2006 movie Dreamgirls is the reason that Janae Saisquoi exists. I remember seeing that movie and being like, oh, okay, that's it. That's what we want to be. Okay, got it. I was like, the glamour, the elegance, even the pace at which everything moves in that world in that movie. Mm-hmm. The journey that they go on. I was, oh God, I'm gonna age myself here, but I was 9 when that movie came out, and so I was I just remember watching it and being things ways in which I felt different and ways in which I thought that were grander than maybe others all sort of made sense after seeing that movie.
Right.
And this outfit's kind of giving Dreamgirls. So that makes sense, right?
It's November, a little festive moment, little
holiday moment before all the Thanksgiving fights.
The Thanksgiving clapbacks. I'm ready.
Yes. Okay. So why don't you tell us what inspired you to get it? Oh, you actually kind of told us already. It was Dreamgirls, but besides that, what else inspired you to get into drag and start performing and creating?
Drag was always something that I was interested in. The first time I did drag ever, I was 17 years old. I played Angel in my high school's production, my senior year high school production of Rent. My high school in New York City was one of, I think at the time, 9 high schools ever to get the full licensing rights to the show. And so we did a lot of research into the themes and motifs of the musical, and I got cast as Angel. I had to get up in it, and at the time, when we did the show, we had somebody come in and teach me my makeup at the time and do all of the hair and costumes and stuff. But it was the first time in high school that my mom had seen me perform. It was the first time that my grandmother had seen me perform. It was amazing. And I had always been interested in drag from that point forward. And then one random day, a couple months after I graduated college, I started doing it officially. I slapped on a hand-me-down outfit that I bought from a queen in the city, a very, very dry wig from the beauty supply store. And I went on down to Pieces, competed in Drag Wars, and now 6 years later, here we are. Never looked back.
Love that. So, obviously you told us your inspiration was Dreamgirls, but I don't remember any dream girl named Janae Saisquoi in the movie. So tell us about, how did you choose your name? What's the story behind it?
So my name actually came to me from a friend of mine. I was working in luxury retail during college, and it was holiday season, and we had a line to the back of the store. A lot of white women angry about cashmere and things that don't ultimately matter. And my manager at the time, I was in charge of training. So I was lead cashier and in charge of training for holiday employees. And I cleared the line, dealt with all the customer concerns, appeased everybody, addressed the situation. And my manager said to me after all the customers had kind of cleared and we had a moment to breathe in the store, you just have a certain je ne sais quoi about how people respond to you and how you engage people. And I gasped. Ran to the break room, took my break, and I told one of my really good friends at the time and texted my boyfriend, I know exactly what my drag name's going to be. I was like, I know exactly what it is. I checked Instagram to see if it was already taken. It wasn't, and we went for it. I think I made the account.
Which is so crazy because that is an amazing drag name, by the way. And so the fact that no one else had it before you, that's great.
I know there were certain variations. There's been Jenna Saisquoi and a couple other people back in the day, perhaps. But yeah, no, as the iteration as I came up with it, Janae Saisquoi is definitely all me.
Love that.
And what were your biggest inspirations when you started? Who did you take inspiration from? What did you model yourself after?
I'm like, I ended up, during the pandemic, I ended up becoming a very visual drag queen. And so, like, I did a lot of research into pageantry, into just runway shows. I did a lot of, like, so 5.5 years ago is when I started teaching myself how to sew as well. And so it was everything from, like, Pinterest boards of fashion shows and runway queens to queens at the time who I didn't know exactly who they were. Come to find out that some of those queens ended up being like early photos of Envy Peru, Valentina. There's a very, very old photo of Envy Peru that I've had saved on my computer like since the second day I started drag. And I was like, oh my God, that is amazing and stunning and gorgeous. But like a lot of images was a lot of how I started to find like the aesthetic of what I wanted to look like. And then I had a friend who was really good at sewing at one point, and she helped me make stuff for the first probably like 6 to 9 months. And then I started teaching myself. In the beginning, we were definitely working with a reduced budget, but here we are now. And I mean, the budget's not that much higher, but we definitely know the skills have upped since then. So yeah, a lot of runway shows, pageantry, other queens. Also, like sometimes in the beginning, especially just like nature stuff, how things happened in the world, like photos of like the way any sort of element might have affected like a fabric, like a water fire moment. Yeah, a lot of stuff like that.
Oh, that's interesting.
I mean, well, I mean, Envy Peru is great inspiration, by the way.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she to me is a drag. That is a drag queen. Like, she is just so gorge. She is so talented. Like, it's just, like, unbelievable to me.
Yeah, I mean, she is that girl. So, Speaking of being that girl, what is that first performance, look, or moment that made you say, yeah, you know what, I am that girl?
The first performance or look or moment. I mean, I guess I have to say the beginning. The beginning is in no way my best performance, but it is sort of the performance that did cement for me. Okay, I am Janae Saisquoi. Here we go. This is what we're about to do. And so for me, it was that like mid-November Monday at Pieces in 2019, where I remember I walked in the back and all the girls were there, and I just introduced myself to everybody, and that was like from that point forward. I mean, I went back multiple times. I started doing other things from there. Like, it is in no way my best performance, but it is the one that began it all. And so I guess I do have to kind of give the credit to that. So it was definitely that, like, fateful Drag Wars night.
Okay. And now, the question that seems to trip everybody up a little bit.
Okay.
Describe your drag in one sentence, but it has to sound like a Grindr bio.
Describe your drag in... Okay, here we go. Oh, no, that is hard. That is hard.
See?
I thought I had it, and then I was like, is that...
You did. I saw it. You was like, oh, I got this. And then you had to think about it.
Okay. Describe your drag as if it were a Grindr bio. Oh, God. Okay. If Olivia Pope, Jessica Rabbit, and Dina Jones spit into a blender, created a average height, toned, Latinx black drag queen, then that's what you get. Yeah. Then here it is. Come get her, world. Yeah.
It's not bad. That's actually really good. I mean, it's chaotic, but it's really good.
And girl, you know in Grindr nobody's reading that long of a bio.
No, but also like I thankfully I haven't. God, it's been a long time since I was on that app. Yeah, no, that's a no-go for me. Yeah.
Listen, Grindr is chaotic. So, what has been your most chaotic performance moment? Whether it was the mic died, the wig fell off, your heel broke, what was it?
Okay, there are a couple of those. There are definitely a couple of those. In the beginning, it was definitely when I had my first weekly show in Hell's Kitchen. It was at the Q, and it was with Essence. And I learned a lot from working with Essence. Like, she's an amazing performer and always has been. And I think working with her taught me to step up my game and like how I approach performance as a drag artist. But I was wearing this like really gorgeous updo that I still have to this day, and it's quite heavy. And I was feeling my oats, and I went like this to do some kind of a hair flip, and the whole eye just went down. Like, the wig is heavy enough that after that head whip, like, I fell to the floor, and then when I came back up, the wig did not. And yeah, that was definitely probably my most chaotic. Yeah.
I mean, we live for a wig falling off, though. Sometimes. It depends. Yes. It depends on the moment. It's really good to see it, but then it's like...
Right.
Yeah.
It hasn't happened since then, but it was definitely one of my more chaotic moments.
Ooh, okay. And kind of adding to that, what's one of the wildest things you've experienced while performing at a gig?
Someone mooned us on stage.
Did you guys ask for it, or was it just like they went up and
we
just, you know?
certainly did not. He was having a really good time, and he was
Clearly.
very drunk. And he, like, we're in the middle of a conversation with the audience, like, it's me and two other people, walked up to the stage, yeah, you guys are so great, like, blah, 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 blah. Turned around and pulled his pants down, mooned us, and security then escorted him out at that point. Yeah, that's definitely that one, yeah.
Was he white?
Of course he was. Yeah,
Well,
of course he was.
I was thinking that, but I didn't want to ask it.
He was.
I mean, was it
he absolutely
a nice ass? Was it a
No,
nice
not at
butt?
all. No.
Oh, no.
No, it was
What a-
pretty, like, it's not.
My God. What
It
a
wasn't-
waste of a moon.
That is so descriptive, and I can imagine it, and I'm like, oh God, no.
Yeah, it wasn't ideal for sure.
Oh, no. What in the acacia forgot is happening? It's crazy.
Oh no.
Sorry, I still have PTSD from when Acacia Forgot showed her ass in the lip sync, but that's neither here or there. But what is here is a rapid fire time. So
Okay.
just 3 quick rapid fires. We just need you to finish the sentence. So
Okay.
I knew I was a bad bitch when.
I got recognized for the first time out of drag as Janae Saisquoi.
All right, I'll fight you if you say blank about drag.
Derogatory things, just like any
Live.
sort of statement. Yeah.
All right, and the one thing I'll never do on stage again is.
The one thing I'll never do on stage again is wig reveals. I'm done with those.
Mm.
I'm not. Yeah.
Mm.
Nope.
Okay.
I think the whole world should be, but that's a story
Yeah.
for a different day.
Yeah.
I mean, if you do a reveal, you should have another good wig underneath.
Or something
Absolutely.
interesting.
So I'm done with wig reveals until I can figure out how to do a wig reveal that isn't like large wig to pussycat. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, no, I'm done with those. I'm like, I did them in competitions every now and then when I needed to. I would also much sooner do like a look reveal, like an outfit reveal, than a wig reveal.
Yeah. You know what's interesting is a couple of weeks ago, we was at Leave It on the Floor. So shout out to Lanye because obviously,
Yes.
that's our good sis. And one of the queens did a really great wig reveal that I was not expecting. And normally you can see it, right? Because the wig wasn't big. It wasn't like she had a big afro when you're like, oh,
Okay.
wait, we already know that she's going to take this off and it's probably going to be a nice, like, couple of inches underneath there. No, it was still like long flowy wig to long flowy wig. Had no idea.
Okay. I was gonna say, like, the competitions these days, like, are very different than when I had done them years ago. Like, I guest judge just recently at Polish the Queen, and I was blown away. Like, I was like, oh my goodness, like, it sounds weird saying, like, the upcoming generation, but, like, the youngest generation of drag that are doing competitions right now are working very hard. And some of them are doing things that I could not have ever dreamed of doing at a couple months in or, like, a year in. It's very impressive.
Yeah. It's a
Okay.
new generation out there.
Yeah, I mean, they also have, like, this is a generation that's essentially being brought up by Drag Race.
It's
So,
true.
They
Yeah.
feel like they need to do a lot more in order to get attention or
Yeah.
in order to make it, which is nothing wrong with that. There's both pros and cons about it. But I
Guys.
think that's a big reason why they're kind of pushing themselves so hard. Okay. So now to get a little bit beyond the wig and talk about Janae Saisquoi outside of drag.
Okay.
So what's something that you're passionate about besides drag?
Youth development. Yeah. Like working with kids and like young people. I was a theater kid, so I went to a performing arts high school in New York City when I studied theater performance and musical theater in college. In college, I was involved in like every possible organization and club that did welcoming of incoming students, like the freshmen. But then I also worked multiple years in college in nonprofit organizations that worked with middle school and high school kids in New York City that wanted to study the arts. Coming up, my family knew that I wanted to be an artist. They didn't have the money to pay for intense, like expensive training programs. And so I was really lucky enough to have parents that did research into opportunities and training programs that were free. And so it was like, hey, you audition, you can get in and you can study here for free and you can learn as much as you can from these organizations and these places for free. And I think as I went to college for performing arts and outside of even my nightlife performing myself right now, I know that one thing that I would love to continue to do is more of that work in educating, inspiring, and cultivating talent and awareness and knowledge of the artistic industries in young people. I think there's so much talent, especially in New York City alone, but I also think that there's a lot of young artists who come from families that are not sure how being an artist can make you money and how you can be an adult supporting yourself in New York City as an artist. And so I love, love, love doing that kind of work.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think it's important, right? Because we often don't see that type of representation shown or even like access to those pathways. I remember me being in school. I was I was a smart kid, but because but nobody else who looked like me was in the classrooms that I wanted to be in.
Right.
It was the kids who were really smart, but they had money. And so obviously they went to the programs, they was able to go to the after school programs and they was able to do that. And so I just remember my grandma and I saying, hey, listen, I'm bored. Going up to the principal and saying, what resources is there for us? Because currently right now the schoolwork is boring me. So I need to do something else. I need to challenge I need to challenge myself to do something different. I think more of us need to be able to have access to those kind of things. And it's sad that, you know, we live in a time in which they are rolling back things that can possibly put us in the forefront. But that's just what we have to like deal with.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's also really important. I have a number of people that taught me and like I learned so much from and I still talk to this day and like still follow along with the things I'm doing. Like I wouldn't be the smart artist that I am and the performer that I am without the teachers that helped me get there and that taught me like the best ways to be an artist that didn't just include like, oh, here's how you sing, here's how you dance, here's how you act, but also included like, this is what it means to take up space as a person with the intersections of your identity. And that's not a bad thing. And this is how you walk into these rooms and these spaces where people might not look like you and find the space for yourself. This is how you like show them that you belong. And so it's super important to me.
I think that's great. And so speaking of like finding those spaces where you belong, you've done crowd working before. So how did that come about? Right. Tell us a little bit about that and tell us about the spinning wheel of fate because I'm really curious.
Okay. So the crowdwork show came about, Janae's crowdwork came about, goodness, I guess like, so I had done the first one in July. It had come about basically a year before then. Summer of 2024, I had approached a really good friend of mine, Cooper Howell. And Cooper at the time was a bartender. And I had gone to see Cooper while they were bartending, like early in the shift. So there was nobody there. And I said to Cooper, I want to do a show that basically just is an entire show of what I do at my shows in bars all the time, of like engaging with an audience, making people laugh, spontaneous crowd work, and connection. One thing about me that I always tell people, I've never met a stranger in my life. I will talk to anybody, anywhere, about anything at almost any time. And so we took kind of that principle and made it a show. We decided that we wanted the whole thing to be completely on the spot, organic, and spontaneous. And so we had come up with these different prompts, and Cooper really helped me in pushing myself and making them things that you might think originally, we can't talk about that on stage. But then you go, no, we can, because you're coming from a place of your own personal experience with it. And then you're just asking and connecting with people about their own personal experiences with it. And so we went back and forth for a long time about what would be included on the Wheel of Fate. But yeah, we really wanted it to be like numbers. So I did a number at the beginning and then basically an hour and 10 minutes of Wheel of Fate, like whatever it landed on. We talked about it. We got into it, spontaneous crowd work, and then a number at the end. And the Wheel of Fate included everything. It was like, we made the prompts things that when you say them out loud, they elicit a response from people, but could sort of encompass a large umbrella of topics. And so one of them was like, rate a dick. Right. Yeah. See? That's what I mean. Like, one of them was like, rate a dick. One of them just said black people. Am I right?
I love that. I love that.
One of them, I think, said things we love about white people. Like, it's all just right. Like, and you read them out loud, and at first you go, there's no way that this person is about to say anything on that. But I did. And it wasn't like, the thing I was most proud of about the show is not only did everyone have a really good time, none of the topics are meant to be disparaging in any way of any person or group. They're just kind of what we're doing right now on the podcast. You know what I mean? Like the lived experiences of being, I mean, I am Puerto Rican. I am black. I am a native New Yorker. I grew up in the Bronx, And then when I started living on my own, lived in exclusively Harlem and Washington Heights. I have met so many people, and I work in nightlife, and I'm a drag queen. Like, I've been lucky enough in not really that long of a time to have met so many different kinds of people and have so many different kinds of stories and experiences and things to talk about. And I'm just like a crock pot of like references and ideas and things. And so like there's nothing really that you can't find the light in and the humor in. And it was fun. It was a really good time. So the show was kind of designed based off of that.
And a little birdie told me that another one is coming up.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe. It's crazy to think that the last one was like almost 6 months ago. Like it's just under 6 months ago. But yes, 5 months later, I am back at the Beachman in mid-December. And this one is all holiday themed.
Ooh.
Like it is
So
Janae's crowd work.
So it's like Raider Candy Cane, not so much Raider Dick.
I think this time we're doing, so I called the show Janae's crowd work. Let's unwrap that. And so it'll be, I think this time there may be 2 wheels of fate, the naughty and nice wheels.
Yeah.
The naughty and nice wheels of fate. The VIP seats in the show are definitely going to have like an even more active part in the audience participation of it, maybe even the directing and steering of where the show goes. And there's some exciting surprises coming up, so I'm very excited.
Nice. We love that.
Yes, absolutely. We gotta be there. We gotta buy tickets. But anyway,
Listen, please.
yeah. Anyway, how do you take care of your mental health and creativity in such a demanding scene?
It ebbs and flows, if I'm being honest. It ebbs and flows. Sometimes I'm better at it than others. When I'm not working, I think there's a part of my mind that's like always thinking about something drag related. I don't know that my brain ever turns off in that way. Oh, I would love to do this pageant and do this number. Oh, I would really love to make this outfit. Oh, what if I did a video of this? Or what if I added this to that show? I try my best to silence, when I'm not working, the like constant spinning wheel and voice in my head. Sometimes it's easier than others. And sometimes that voice kind of keeps me going. It's not always stuff I act on right away, but you write it down or you save it and record it in voice memo and then come back to it. I watch a lot of TV. I love like I'll just like put a TV show on my list and then like binge it all at once when I'm not working. So like I've never like all of Shonda Rhimes shows. I love Shonda Rhimes TV shows. I've watched all of those. I loved Wednesday. We have a Nintendo Switch, so sometimes we play like a lot of Pokemon. A lot of like, yeah. And then I admittedly have a bunch of books that I want to read. I just haven't gotten around to sitting down and reading them. But I have them, so.
Audible,
and also
girl?
like cooking. Right. Oh, I don't know if I could do an audiobook. I feel like I would get distracted. Like, I feel like I have to like sit down and like hold it in my hand and like let my brain do the reading of the words. Because if someone else does it, I'll start doing other things while it's happening.
Yeah. I'm old school, so like I need the physical copy so that I can write in the book. Right. If I have thoughts.
Write in the book.
Something like that.
Yes.
I have to write I have to write it. I have to highlight. I have to do all of that. Yeah.
I do that too. I highlight in books. Like I highlight and like animate in books. Okay, I'm glad I'm not alone.
Yes, I have to. Like that's how I get my thought process. If I feel some type of way, I literally am like, no, she didn't say this, or oh my God, what's going on? And I write in the book. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Post-it, sticky notes.
I
of that
couldn't do that
in the book.
No, that feels like a sin to me. Like when I have a book, or I don't really read anymore, and people make fun of me whenever I say this. Like it literally hurts. No, it's because it literally hurts my eyes, and people are always like, "Oh, that's bullshit." No, it actually hurts for me to read. But when I was younger, I used to read a lot, and I wouldn't even fold the pages. Like I was so protective of my books. I didn't write on them. I wanted them to look perfect all the time. So you guys saying that, I'm like, oh God, no, that's terrible. Why would you fuck up your book like that?
When I was in school, I was very like, the book has to be perfect. But now that I'm not anymore, like if I went to Barnes and Noble and I paid for that book, I'm gonna do whatever I want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that. So. Okay, so Janae, I think it's time that we move on to my favorite part of the episode, and it's a game I'm calling Not Too Much, which is very New York, because we love saying that in New York City.
Right.
But it's very similar to Rapid Fire, so I'm going to give you 3 categories. You're going to answer all 3, but you get to choose which category you want to answer first. So now, each category has 3 questions each, and so it's no thinking, it's just the first things that come to your mind.
Okay.
All right, the 3 categories are... 1, you ate that.
Okay.
She's that girl. and
Okay.
girl what. So what you want to do first?
She's that girl.
Okay. So the first question, and it's very on brand because you said you love, watching TV. What's one subscription you can't live without?
Hulu.
Same. Love me some Hulu. And it's green, which is my favorite color too. So love that.
Hey.
Okay. Everything is burning, but you can only save one item of clothing in your closet. What is it?
The most recent evening gown I made.
Okay. And then the last question is, what is the funniest method you've used to turn someone down?
Pretending on the phone to be someone else. Like,
Okay.
they had my number, and I, instead of answering the phone as me, I pretended to be someone else. Yeah.
I love that. That's great. That's amazing. That's good. It takes a different kind of person to think that, but it's good.
Yeah. I am unfortunately that different kind of person.
Okay.
All right. So now you have two categories left. You have you
Okay.
ate that, and you have girl what. What are you choosing?
You ate that.
Okay. So the first question is, what is the superior form of a potato? And there is a right answer.
French fries.
Hello. Thank you. Because if you would have said baked potato, we would have had a problem.
Fuck's that?
Oh,
Why would
superior.
First of all, only like white people are choosing baked potato.
Baked potato? Baked potato's not even vice president in the superiority list. Mashed potatoes would be second.
Okay. 'cause
No,
there's also
potato wedges. Potato wedges.
And hash
Right,
browns. Do hash browns
Hash
count
browns.
too?
Yes.
Okay.
Tater
I'm
tots.
Tater tots.
Tater
but
tots.
French fries was the right answer though.
Yeah,
That's superior. French fries is superior.
Easily
Okay.
French.
All right. So, what is the most impressive meal you've ever cooked to impress a date?
Something with steak. I make a good steak.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then the last question is, what food would make the best food fight weapon?
Spaghetti. I want like a rich, like drenched in sauce spaghetti. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I actually made spaghetti the other day too. So now I feel like I just need to grab it in a bowl and throw it at somebody.
Absolutely. Yes. Pasta
Fling
is
it
the
at
best food fight weapon. Pasta and the sauce. And if you're really like feeling dangerous, you add protein in it too, like a chicken or a meatballs in the pasta.
I was about to say an overcooked meatball will do some damage. A dry ass meatball.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You know what's so funny? Speaking of food fight, so Giovanni and I were privileged to work together at a particular company. And in his location, there was an adult food fight that happened. Let's just say they were adults in Santa costumes.
It was
Let's
during
just say that.
SantaCon.
Okay, I was gonna
Yeah.
say, wait,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
wait, now it just sounds like SantaCon. I was like,
It was-
Yeah, right? And, my location, people decided to pee in garbages. But his location, they decided to have an adult food fight. And just so you know, that burritos also make a really great weapon.
Yep. Bitch, those burritos were flying.
burritos would make a good weapon. Hard shell tacos would make good.
Not really, because they break right away. They're not doing any damage. The burritos, though?
Yeah.
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 I
And they
worry-
were drunk, so you can imagine how heavy those burritos were when they ordered them. So
The burritos didn't come unwrapped.
Well, not my girl. I made sure they were wrapped fine.
No, they didn't. Surprisingly, they didn't. But people had bowls and they had guac and they had sour cream. And let's just say that, people decided to run into the food fight. Normally, when you have a food fight, you run away from it. But there were some people that wanted to run into it.
Okay, now I'm thinking that you all had like a very interesting Chipotle encounter at during SantaCon. Like that's
I mean, you had to be there
No.
because it was a moment.
It was. Listen, girl, it was a full on like brawl. It came out of nowhere. Ever since then, I do not step outside during SantaCon. I find out what day it is every year and I lock my little ass up. That was like 8 years ago? I don't step outside for SantaCon.
no.
And it was so bad that somebody was literally bleeding from their ears and the cop was asking him questions. He had no idea what his name was. But yeah, fuck
was bad.
SantaCon.
It was bad.
Yeah, it was bad.
So that's why I always think about the food fight weapon because we've seen it in real life. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Unfortunately.
now you have girl what left. And so the first question is, what is a movie that everyone loves but you think is trash?
I don't really care about Toy Story.
Oh, okay.
That's not that bad.
Yeah. I was about to say, if she says Wicked too, we're going to have a problem.
No. I will say I'm done. I'm actually excited for Wicked 2. I think Wicked 2 is going to be good. I do need the like Glinda press tour over though. I want Ariana like vaguely Dominican again. Like I want her spray tanned and brunette again immediately. Like
Yes.
yeah. So I'm like,
I
let's
felt
hang-
that. Felt that.
Yeah, we're done with that.
Okay, second question. If animals could talk, which would be the biggest bitch? And no, you cannot say cats because we already know.
No, cats wouldn't be the biggest bitch. Cats would actually be pretty like cats would be like most New Yorkers. They're not friendly, but they're real. You know what I mean? Like cats, yeah. I think any animal, like wild animal included,
Any animal.
raccoons are nasty. Raccoons would be they're nasty. They would be like they have an attitude problem.
You know, you say
Yeah.
that,
You know
but
what?
I kind of want a pet
You
raccoon.
are right.
I want a pet raccoon.
Okay, good luck. Good luck. I don't. No, raccoons I feel like have a nasty attitude. They have
They
a lot
definitely
to
do.
say. They have a lot of opinions. And I go, my love, you don't have a job. You contribute nothing around here. Like, you know what I mean? Like raccoons are the friends at the table that like they never reach for the bill. You go,
Absolutely.
But they eat everything. They
Right.
eat everything.
you had an appetizer, an entree, and you're looking at the dessert menu, but your card is at home.
It's true. And they're gonna make sure, oh, can I have some to bring home to my kids? Yeah, because
No.
they run in packs.
No, raccoons I feel like are nasty. I don't fuck with them.
All right. And so I don't think this
I want a pet raccoon. I follow this one account on TikTok, and they have a pet raccoon. And
No.
to be fair, the whole thing is just them eating. But I just find them so adorable when they eat that, like, I
Follow
want
a
one.
raccoon ASMR account.
like
Yeah, essentially, yes. And
No,
they're cute.
this is-
They're cute.
We
It's a lot.
listen, we don't judge.
listen. I'm not Michelle Obama. Okay? Like I judge your ass. All right? Okay, so now the last question is, what
Okay.
insult do you consider a compliment?
What insult do you consider a compliment? That's a hard one. I guess if someone tells me that, like, oh, you're like, this hasn't happened in a long time, but like when I used to get called bossy, oh, you're so bossy. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no one says that anymore. Like, we're grown ups, we work. But like, I don't know. Like, that definitely used to be one that I didn't see as a compliment. And now if someone were to say that, I'd be like, yes, you're correct.
I felt
So,
that.
Right. Yeah,
keep it moving.
that's true. Okay, so this brings us to the end of the episode, but we have one last question for you.
Okay.
If you could lip sync for your life against any drag race queen, who would it be and what song are you picking?
If I could lip sync against any drag race queen, who would it be? I'm going to pick Monet Exchange. I pick Monet Exchange because I just think it would be really fun. And I'm going to say, It's Not Right, But It's Okay. Whitney Houston.
The remix, though,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me
Oh,
like
okay.
the full,
Thunderpuss?
like, yes. Yeah. That would be what I would choose.
You know, sidebar, I was watching this episode on Surface Level podcast. Shout out to
Okay.
them. I love them. I live for them. And it was like unpopular black opinion is that I Want to Dance with Somebody is played out. And you know, honestly, because
No,
you
I
said
agree.
Whitney Houston, I agree.
I agree. The thing is, Whitney's discography is so good. Like, Whitney, there isn't really a bad song for drag when it comes to Whitney Houston. Like, obviously, Dance with Somebody gets done all the time and it gets requested all the time. Even It's Not Right, But It's Okay is done a lot. But also, like, when you get into Let's Go ballads, Run to You,
That's a really good one.
sold. So, or the,
Yes. I Have Nothing is such an
How
amazing
Will I
song.
Know?
How Will I So good.
I mean, like, there's, like, All the Man I Need.
That's also a really good one.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, there isn't a bad Whitney song to do as a drag artist. And so, like, I definitely think when it comes to Dance with Somebody specifically, it's the, like, I don't want to call it, it's the easy choice. Yeah. Because it's not the lowest common denominator. Like, they're all great songs. But it's the you pass the test choice.
Yeah. It's true. All right. Well, friends, there you have it. That has been Janae Saisquoi. So, Janae, let the friends know where they can find you. Where's your socials?
You can find me on Instagram. I haven't really posted on TikTok. I'm trying to be better about it. But all social media platforms is Janae Saisquoi.
Anything you
All
want to
right.
plug?
Well, yeah.
I am super, super excited to be getting the show together for the Beachmen. So definitely come see me on December 10th at the Laurie Beachman Theater for my holiday show extravaganza. You can catch me every Saturday at Hardware Bar with Lanya Armand for Bad and Bougie. I love getting to do that show with her. We are just two fucking dummies on a microphone at that show. We have a great time. See me in the coming months when I am doing my weeks as a rotating host to Spotlight Mondays at Industry Bar It's a really, really great time. Production show, like a production number show for drag. And if anyone's in Harlem or Washington Heights, you can come see me at Whitney Said in Uptown Supremes, which is my show that I created for like Uptown queer community. Yeah.
Love that. Well, friends, if you think you got what it takes to join us, fill out our guest interest form. It's going to be in the comments below. We're always looking for new voices, new friends, and new besties to join us right here on No MAAM Podcast. And as always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a single episode of No MAAM. Until next time, y'all. Bye.
Bye.